Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 9 p.m. English news edition brought to you live from RTD channel. Coming up in this edition of tonight. President Gele holds a phone call with his French counterpart, President Macron. And Djibouti is hosting the 7th and 8th meetings of the African Continental Free Trade Area Committee on Intellectual Property Rights. And on the international scene, the ceasefire in Suwaida, southern Syria, remains in effect despite tensions in the country. Those were the top stories, and welcome back in our newsroom. This Thursday morning, President Gele received a phone call from his French counterpart, Emmanuel Macron. And during the call, the two leaders discussed the strong friendship and cooperation between their countries. The conversation is part of regular contact and consultations between the two presidents. They also talked about the progress of a joint development project, in particular efforts to secure funding for the new intellectual airport in Djibouti. President Gele and President Macron welcomed the recent ratification of the Defense Cooperation Treaty 1 year after its signing in Paris on July 24. They also praised the adoption of the BBNG Treaty, which aims to protect marine biodiversity in international waters. And beyond bilateral ties, the two heads of states spoke about shared regional and global concern. Their discussion focused also on security in the Horn of Africa, the crisis in Sudan, and tension in the Red Sea region. This week, Djibouti is hosting important meetings on intellectual property under the African Continental Free Trade Area known as AFCFTA. Representatives from African countries, experts, and international partners have gathered in the capital for the 7th and 8th meetings of the Intellectual Property Rights Committee. In the opening speech, the AFCFTA Secretariat thanked the government of Djibouti for its warm welcome, especially President Ismail Omar Guelleh and the Minister of Commerce and Tourism, Mohamed Warsame Dirie, for their strong commitment. This meeting is part of Africa's effort to work together and build a single market that supports creativity, innovation, and trade across Africa. And now let's listen to the representative of the African Continental Free Trade Area.
I'm also pleased to extend to each delegation present here in person and online the greetings of His Excellency Wamkele Mene, the Secretary General of the AFCFTA Secretariat, who wishes from these meetings deliberation embodying the vision of an integrated, innovative, and empower Africa. Furthermore, I would like to express the deep gratitude of the AFCF Secretariat to the government and people of the Republic of Djibouti for graciously hosting these important meetings. We are particularly thankful to His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, the President of the Republic of Djibouti, as well as to Honorable Mohamed Warsame Dirie, the Minister of Trade and Tourism, and his team for the invaluable support in facilitating these gatherings. Distinguished delegates, these meetings are timely, convened just after the 47th ordinary session of the AU Executive Council and the 7 mid-year coordinating meetings, which have urged the state parties and non-state parties a unified approach to promote a prosperous economic continental integration, noting that the AFCFTA remains the cornerstone of the expansion of intra-Africa trade.
And for his part, the Secretary General of the Trade Minister, Ali Daoud, said that it was an honor for Djibouti to host the 7th and 8th AFCFTA meetings on intellectual property rights. He stressed that the event marked a key step in building a united African market that values innovation and protects intellectual property. He thanked the EFCFTA Secretariat for choosing Djibouti and expressed appreciation for the support of the President and the Minister of Commerce and Tourism in organizing such meetings. He said these talks were a follow-up to previous African Union decisions and the adoption of the IP protocol last year. He noted that the importance of finishing the technical work by October 2025 and called for unity among African countries in developing a strong IP system. He finally mentioned the challenges posed by a new global trade barrier and underlined the need to protect African ideas and traditions as well. Moving on to the next story, the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development, in partnership with the Regional Organization for the Conservation of the Environment of the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, officially closed a national stakeholder consultations workshop this morning. The workshop is part of the ongoing development of Djibouti's National Action Plan for the conservation of marine species, held over 3 days from July 20 to 22nd, 2025 at the People's Palace. The workshop brought together a wide range of key actors to ensure that the action plan is inclusive and built through collaborations. The main goal was to gather input, knowledge, and recommendation from national stakeholders. Taking the floor, the technical advisor to the Minister of Environment, Aden Hassan Ilmi, said that the workshop marked an important step toward sustainable and integrated management of Djibouti's marine resources. He emphasized that protecting marine biodiversity is a shared responsibility and highlighted the value of collaboration among all participants. He also expressed appreciation for the strong participation and contribution that help move the country closer to a national strategy for marine species conservation. Other news, as part of effort to reinforce military cooperation, the decoration ceremony was held this morning at the Directorate General of International Relations. The ceremony also recognized the valuable services provided by international partners. The event began with the arrival of Army Corps General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, Chief of the General Staff, who was received with full military honors by a guard positioned in the ceremonial courtyard of the officers' hotel. The event was attended by senior military officials and representatives from partners countries. Speeches highlighted the importance of collaboration and mutual support in ensuring regional security. And upon his arrival, the Chief of Staff, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, reviewed the troops before proceeding to the official podium, marking the official opening of the ceremony. And during this solemn ceremony, the Chief of the General Staff, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, on behalf of the President of the Republic and Supreme Commander of the Army Forces, awarded several decorations and the National Order of June 27 to officers and non-commissioned officers from international military partners. This honor recognized their commitment, exemplary cooperation, and direct contributions. The following were awarded the rank of Officer General Alain Poupidan of the French Forces, Corvette Captain Aurélien Chanoni of the French Forces. The following were awarded the rank of Knight Colonel Enver Ortel of the Turkish Army, Lieutenant Colonel Sato Takumi of the Japanese Forces, Warrant Officer Stefan Mazet of the French Forces. By honoring this foreign military staff, the Djiboutian Army Forces wish to acknowledge not only their professional dedication but also the trust and solidarity they demonstrate daily. The ceremony reaffirmed the shared commitment to building military cooperation based on respect, excellence, and loyalty. The event also serves as a reminder of Djibouti's strategic role in regional and international security as well. And through ongoing partnership with the allied forces, the country continues to promote peace, stability, and collective defense in the Horn of Africa region. In his remarks, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim praised the long-standing ties between Djibouti and its military partners, emphasized the importance of unity in facing today's global security challenges. Moving on to Dakhil now, the Ministry of Agriculture, Water, Fisheries, Livestock and Fishery Resources in partnership with the Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurship and the Djibouti Chamber of Commerce organize a regional stop for the Investment Facility Awareness Caravan in the region. This initiative is part of the DRIVE project, inclusion and value enhancement of pastoral economies in the Horn of Africa. The main goal of the awareness campaign is to inform local communities and regional economic stakeholders about investment opportunities, particularly those available in the livestock value chain. The meeting was chaired by the Deputy Prefect of Dakhil and the Vice President of the Regional Council of Dakhil. It brought together a wide range of key actors. And now in Al Sabih, as part of ongoing efforts to combat smuggling, the Al Sabih Customs Brigade, in close collaboration with the local police units and BIA's military detachment, seized a large quantity of contraband goods on the outskirts of the town of Al Sabih. The seized shipment consisted of 3,200 kilograms of cat, which the smugglers had intended to transport to the capital. In line with the standard, the entire quantity was destroyed on site in the presence of the head of the Al Sabih Custom Brigade, Mohammed Mumin Hassan. Let's turn now to the international news. The UN and several international actors welcomed the peace agreement signed in Doha between the DRC government and the M23 movement. UN Chief Antonio Guterres praised the deal and reaffirmed support for peace and civilian protection in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Qatar played a key mediating role with the US, African Union, and the Gulf states applauding its effort. A ceasefire has come into effect in Syria's southern province of Suwaida, raising cautious hopes for stability in the region. The agreement is the result of joint effort by the Syrian government, local representative, and international supporters, including Russia, the United Nations, Jordan, and Lebanon. It aims to restore essential services and allow humanitarian aid to reach affected communities. And now Israeli airstrike on the Al-Shati refugee camp in Gaza killed 13 displaced Palestinians and injured 25 as the famine continued to spread. UN agencies report a severe humanitarian crisis with dozens dying from hunger and health system on the brink of collapse. Despite ongoing Israeli military operation, Hamas said it is positively engaging with the mediator to reach a ceasefire. And finally, climate change threatens the survival of bees. A global temperatures rise. Scientists warn that climate change is putting bees, key pollinators for many crops, at increasing risk. Higher temperatures may weaken bees' ability to fight disease and gather nectar, threatening their survival alongside habitat loss, pesticide use, and food scarcity. So that's it for tonight's news. Thanks for being with us and have a good night.